Come on. Okay. Finally made this obstacle. Hey everyone, this is Roger from Almost in Full Color, and today we're going to review Trials Rising, which is a multiplayer physics platforming racing game developed by RedLynx and Ubisoft. It was released in February 26, 2019 on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and for the first time on a Nintendo console with the Switch. This is the first mainstream entry in the game since 2014, Trials Fusion. The big improvement here and noticeable to everybody will be the level design. The world is based off the real world this time, so you're actually using the map of the world to pick locations, and a lot of them are famous locations, like you have the Roman Colosseum, the Eiffel Tower, and so on. But the backgrounds were just amazing here. It looks wonderful, they're interactive, there's little things happening behind, and like one of my personal favorites is the Roman Colosseum, which just looks amazing. There's a lot of variance in these tracks, all the backgrounds are different, you're not stuck in like a jungle per se, it just varies from actual locations, and there's around 100 tracks. And that's including the other trainings and stuff like that. And usually when you go through the story mode, I'm gonna call it, it's separated by certain areas that you unlock to go from easy tracks to the extreme. The track design here was a nice addition. There were smoother lines, they have curved lines as back, and that transitioned really well. It was a little clunky in Fusion, but now they are smoothed out. Another big thing was the stadium tracks were nice because it's a rhythm-based track. Instead of kind of trying to speed through it, some tracks, obviously when you get to the extreme, you're not speeding through, but the stadium tracks really emphasize the rhythm. Like I would find myself braking over transitions and to transfer smoothly to the next jump. And this was quite nice. It wasn't like I was kind of stuck on a hard obstacle. It was I needed to try to beat the other racers, and I enjoyed this addition. Other than that, the track designs were also made interesting with the dynamic feature. A lot of things had obstacles that moved. So for example, there was logs on the track that would move back, trucks would back up with pieces of the ramp, or you're on the actual train that had environment items come at you. RedLynx and Trials is big on customization. The biggest addition here was we finally got rider customization, which you could add stickers to items, get a bunch of items unlocked through what they call gear crates, and you can add stickers. You also had gradients, and there was a lot through this. And another feature they created a market where you could buy items created by other users to add. For example, the big one I've been seeing lately is Spider-Man. Bike customization is kind of back, but it's a little more detail. You actually get parts, and you can change like front fenders and the rims and the tires, and also you can apply the same kind of stickers to items there too. Another thing that's back is the track editor. This is what everything's most famous for. I'll just show this little clip here. I'm not very good at this, but it's still in depth, and this is still the thing that the developers use to make tracks. You can actually have the addition to place classic items like from Fusion and Evolution, which is nice. But this does take a little skill to master in order to create. But what's nice is you can play created tracks from other users that you can download, and this adds a lot of replay value, and this is one of the biggest features I always liked in any Trials game. Since this is RedLynx, we of course have a bunch of Easter eggs and hidden squirrels. First up is the hidden squirrels. There's 62 so far in the base game, and they have various difficulties in order to get them. What I like about the squirrels is they make you explore the course. This is a linear course, but they hide the squirrels really well. You may jump over a house and not think about it, but if you jump over it and back up, there's a squirrel there, very easy to get. And then some of them are behind the start line, so you have to go forward a little bit to reverse to launch off your bike to get to this campfire to get a squirrel. So if you're big into collectibles, this is always fun. The Easter eggs is always a big part of RedLynx, and they exceeded on this so far too. A couple of the favorite Easter eggs I found so far was the snowman. You could back up into the snowman and have a giant head and race through the course. And then other Easter eggs like made the tracks harder. So here you can back up and hit the electrical box, which turns off all electricity. and now you have to complete the track in the dark for an extra challenge. So if you never played a Trials game, these are known to be very hard. You will fight an obstacle over and over and be challenged, and you're going to fail a lot. So this is always something that I always put in front of people to know. What's a nice addition though was they added these training sessions with Fat Shady, and I found these actually wonderful. This is good for new players to understand the basic mechanics of the game, and it was good for people that played the Trials series before. You can actually learn, and the further you get up on the higher grades, the harder they are. So for example, you have this learning how to transfer jumps, and the further grades you get, the harder they were getting. So it was even fun for me to go through. I kind of liked how they showed things, and you can watch a ghost, and you can also see like the shocks and how much pressure is applied to learn how to take jumps. So one difference they had from Trials Fusion is they took out the challenges and added contracts. So the contracts, you unlocked more items and stuff like that, and more experience point. These were kind of fun at first. It made you play the course with different bikes, do no faults, get a better time, try to wheelie a certain amount of length. So you always had something fun to do for replay value. The problem I had with the contracts was they became a barrier. To unlock a next stadium track in the area, which is the final race before you get the next area, you always had to basically contract grind to get this. So the last one I had was level 62, and I needed to be 68 in order to continue, which means I had to play contracts. And this kind of does get old fast. RedLynx changed the multiplayer up in this game. So when you race a track in the story mode or in solo, they by default have the ghost enabled, which you can turn off, but the ghosts were 3 other players from usually online. Some of them were computer generated, but a lot of times you could tell they were online racers, and this could be a positive or negative depending on your personality. The positive is you can kind of see how people get through obstacles if you're stuck, and kind of give you a motivation of, oh, okay, I beat someone in this track, that's a good start. The negative is if you are really struggling, you're going to see people probably do this with ease, and it can be frustrating, but you can turn it off. So this isn't a bad thing, it's just up to you. The actual multiplayer was a little different. In Fusion, you kind of had the multi-track where you had 4 lines and you raced other people. This one, so far I noticed you pick a set of 3 tracks, and you vote on tracks, and people race, and they take the total score, and that's how you place. And this was fun. I enjoyed it while playing it, but this wasn't a big draw to me, and this was just like a bonus. So overall, I give Trials a 4.5 out of 5. This was my favorite Trials game to date, with the level design and the track design. This was very intuitive for the time, and I'm enjoying it a lot. The reason I'm giving it a 4.5 is the contract grind. It does get annoying. It feels like I just hit a wall and I have to keep replaying these, and I could see that being frustrating. 4.5 is great for this game, and it is $25, so I definitely recommend getting this game. It's very fun, and I've been enjoying it a lot. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch other gaming videos. Thank you for your time.